Hey guys, what is up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're taking a look at this Marvel Legends retro carded Spider-Man figure. I've had this figure for quite a while now. He looks fantastic. He's often regarded as the best Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure, and I finally thought it's time to make a video on this guy. It's time to finally take this guy out the box and get a closer look at him. As I said, I've had him for a while and I just wanted to keep him mint in box. The box is really cool, we'll look at it in a second, and yeah, I just kept him in there for a while, and I finally thought to myself, I think it's time to take him out. I really wanted to take some awesome pictures of him. I've seen so many photos on Instagram of just this Spider-Man in amazing poses, and I thought, I think it's time that, I take him out the box and finally get some pictures for myself. So I decided to open him up, forgetting that I should be making an unboxing video on him. I ripped open the packaging and here he is now, but I did remember, I kept the box, so as I said, we will take a closer look at that, guys. Speaking of taking photos of him, I will leave the link to my Instagram down in the description below as always, so feel free to go and check that out. I post pictures of my collection almost every day, and while you're down there guys, if you would be so kind to hit that like button, and also just make sure you're subscribed for future videos on collectibles and figures such as this guy right here. So my first impression on this guy is he looks awesome, especially in this pose right here, and I can't wait to see what other poses I can get him in. But first guys, let's do what we always do on the channel and take a closer look at the box. So as I said guys, I really wanted to get into this Spider-Man and I just demolished the packaging. It is not in great condition, but it is still worth taking a look at because it is a really cool box. At the top here we have Marvel Comics 4+, and then the Spider-Man logo across here, as well as a wee Spider-Man. And if you're not familiar guys, this is paying homage to, I think it was like the mid-90s Toy Biz line, when they did a lot of similar figures, Spider-Man and Green Goblin, etc. And I believe it's based on the Spider-Man animated series, which is on Disney+. So if you have Disney+, guys, I'd definitely check it out. I love that show. I watched it all the time as a kid, and I'm rewatching it now, and it's so nostalgic just watching these episodes, and actually remember watching them as a really young kid on the telly. I even had it on video as well, and yeah, they are fantastic. So this packaging here is really nostalgic. It's really bright. I love the colours, and I'm really happy with it. I've got another Spider-Man picture here, superposable action, and just more at the bottom there. You can see the city backdrop, and obviously the figure would be in this bit here. So yeah, really cool, and the back is really cool as well. We've also got that logo, just the same picture. I really like this. I mean, it's similar to the other pictures we get on these retro carded figures. And then you've got the bio there, so if you want to read that, just hit the pause button, guys. And then we've got the other characters in the wave, and I do actually have all these characters. I have the full wave. I've even got Kingpin, which isn't on the back here. Is there any other characters that aren't on the back? I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, Kingpin you can also get on this retro carded packaging, and he looks great. But yeah, I'm keeping all the other figures in box for the time being because I'm not really in any rush to open them, and they just do look awesome on these retro cards. But of course we get Electro, Peter Parker, Green Goblin, Gwen Stacy, which I have opened, and Daredevil, which also I have opened, so I was telling a load of rubbish there. But enough from the packaging guys, let's get to the figure. And here he is guys, and yeah, he does just look awesome. Oh man, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favourite superhero, and this could be one of my favourite Spider-Man figures. Yeah, I'm all for the hype train on this figure, and we'll see why in a minute. Let's first of all take a look at what he comes with. He comes with two clobbering time hands. They're both just the same, that can slot into each arm here. So yeah, I mean, they are what they are, good fisted hands, and I'm glad that we get the choice between them. And we've got the alternative head sculpt here as well. So the difference is the eyes are just a wee bit squintier, a wee bit, they're more closed. And it's hard to tell what one I prefer. I don't think I do necessarily prefer one over the other. I think they're both good, especially when you're taking photos and things to, have the different expressions. So I'm happy we do get an alternative head. I don't know if I'd prefer like a different expression. Obviously, it's not that big a difference, but at the same time, it is. I know I'm just totally talking nonsense, but it doesn't seem like a big difference. But there is at the same time. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking nonsense here and take a closer look at this figure. And this is the head sculpt he's got on at the moment. And I'm really happy with it. It looks great. It looks like Spider-Man from the show, looks like Spider-Man from the comics. And, the paint on him, the sculpt, there's nothing really to complain about at all. I've seen different, not versions, I've seen different retro carded Spideys, and the paint does differ. Some have poor paint quality, as you can see here. The blue's kind of bleeding over the line a bit. But for me, that's not a massive deal. It really isn't. You can see another wee bit of blue here. But these things are just to be expected. I don't ever expect to get a £20 Marvel Legends figure that is absolutely pristine and 100% perfect. So I'm really happy with, how this figure is at the moment. So this figure is now pretty much regarded as one of the best Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures. As soon as it came out, everyone jumped on it. Everyone absolutely loved this guy. And for that reason, on the second-hand market, this guy is going to cost you upwards of £40. I've seen a couple go for the mid-30s, but most of them are now selling for £40 upwards. I've even seen them selling for over £50. If you're in the UK, guys, head on to Amazon right now, because the last time I checked, this guy did get restocked and he is up on Amazon at the moment for £20, which is retail, and it's a fantastic price for this figure. So if you're in the UK, even outwards of the UK, maybe worth double checking. Let's put a retro carded Spidey next to another couple of Spider-Man figures and just get a good wee comparison going. So here we have a retro carded Spider-Man next to the previous highly regarded Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. Everyone knows this Spider-Man as the Pizza Spidey, and everyone loved this Spider-Man and had to get this guy before we got the retro carded Spidey here. And I can see why this one's the new favourite. It does just look a bit better. It looks, better scaled. Just the proportions and everything match up. And this guy looks cool, but yeah, I'm definitely a bigger fan of this guy here. And here we have our new retro carded Spidey next to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Marvel Legends, which is also now a really sought after figure, and I can see why. At first when this guy came out, wasn't a massive fan of him at all, but now I have really grown to love him. He is a great figure. A lot of folk love the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie suit and therefore want it in figure form, me included. And yeah, he is a good Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. Once again, I think I prefer this new guy. And last but not least, guys, we have the aerial flipping Spider-Man movie figure, which I just took a look at on this channel. I think it was last Thursday, so if you want to check that video out, feel free to head on over to the channel page. And I think it's called my new favourite Toy Biz Spider-Man figure, something along those lines. But I really love this figure, and yeah, they look cool next to one another. You can obviously see the differences between the Raimi suit and the more comic look, and also just the different proportions and things. In terms of what one I prefer, it's hard to say when it's a comic versus movie look, but I don't know. I really like the look of both of them. And before I take this guy away, in that video I spoke about how I was probably never going to get my all-time most sought after figure, which is the Scooter Spider-Man 2 movie figure. Well guys, all I'm going to say is keep your eyes peeled in this channel, because I may have finally got my hands on him, and oh my god, I'm still so buzzing about it. So let's take a closer look at the articulation on the Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. As you might have noticed, it is a brand new sculpt, as far as I know anyway, for a Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. Everyone seems to love it, including me, because you do just get him in some great poses. And yeah, let's just check out the articulation here. So first of all, get his head looking right up, and you might have noticed earlier on, he does have like a wee gap in the back of his neck to allow that head to really look all the way up. So I do like that, I think it's great. And yeah, maybe all Spider-Man Marvel Legends should go down this route. It can look all the way down like so, and you can get him looking left and right, and it's on a ball joint, so you can just move the head all the way around. Get his arm moving about that far up, get it about that far into the body. You can move it backwards, forwards, and of course all the way around. He's got a bicep swivel. He's also got double jointed elbows here, so you can get his hand about that far in, which isn't too far to be honest, but oh well. Move his hand backwards and forwards and rotate that round as well. Of course, it is just the same on this arm here. He does also have butterfly joints, as you can see just there. And on the body, it has this kind of waist or diaphragm like rotation here. You can move that backwards and forwards as well. And then he has this a waist crunch, I suppose. Get it bent in that far, and you can also get it moving back the way. So I really like that. It gives you a good range of motion in the body area. Get his legs kicking about that far out. Let's see on this side, and you can get them kicking that far forward, which is great. About that far back. He's got a upper thigh swivel here, double jointed knees to get his foot all the way back to his butt. You can move him at the calf as well, and you can move that foot backwards and forwards as well with some ankle pivot. And there we have it, guys. That's about it for this retro carded Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. And I love it. It is amazing. He is an amazing Spider-Man figure. As I said, guys, you can pick this guy up for retail on Amazon at the moment and avoid those secondhand prices on eBay because this guy's going for so much money, and it's understandable why. He is just an awesome figure. He's definitely one of my favourites and one of the best Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures you can get. Just at the end here, I swapped out the head and the hands, and as you can see, he does get into some great poses. My only gripe with this figure would be that he doesn't come with any wall crawling hands. He only comes with the web thwipping and the fisted hands. And of course, I'd say the thwipping and fisted hands are the main hands you want, but wall crawling hands are quite essential for a Spider-Man figure, and it is kind of annoying we don't get them with this figure. However, he is still awesome. I do still rate him, and I rate him highly. I mean, honestly, I'd give this guy probably a 10 out of 10 for a Spider-Man Marvel Legends figure. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching this video right here. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button and please hit that subscribe button just to keep up to date with all the collectibles I'm posting videos on and figures such as this guy right here. I'll leave the link to my Instagram down in the description below, where I post pictures of my collection pretty much every day, and I'll definitely get some photos of this guy up there soon. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch yous on the flip flop later. Cheers.